Today I'm going to be talking about this app called Qoo10 or Qoo10, alright, whichever way you want to pronounce it. This is quite popular in Singapore, and it is basically an online marketplace where buyers can meet sellers on this platform. But there has been a lot of unhappiness in the forums, among friends that we discuss about Qoo10 that it is quite difficult to get your money back or to return an item if you're not happy with it. So how do we solve that problem? Well, usually if the item is, it may not be perfect, I would prefer to use PayPal because using PayPal, I'm able to go through PayPal and get my entire payment back, which usually includes the shipping and it includes the product, and it's usually no questions asked. So that's very, very good. But this time I made a mistake. I placed an order, and the order was purchased using my credit card because the credit card, I had to spend a little bit more, and it was nearing the billing cycle. I needed to get the points. I needed to prevent the annual fee. So, I used my credit card, and to my dismay, the item that came, it was a Longchamp branded bag. So what I did was I placed the order, okay, and after I placed the order, I realized that the item that I received and the item that's shown on the screen, which I would blame it on the difference in color representation between the phone, the monitor, and the person who took the photo. So what was supposed to be blue looked like a dark gray. I know that's quite incredible, right? How can blue look like dark gray? So I contacted the seller. Here goes. Let me show you. Okay, click on the envelope sign around here. Okay. And let's see my inquiry. Okay, this is what I inquired with the seller. All right. Hi, can I change colors, please? Blah, 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 blah. Okay. And the seller replied, sorry, it's not possible because it's against our exchange policy. So this is quite irritating because, I've been shopping online for the longest time. I'm prepared to send it back to the seller. I just want the correct product. But this seller is very stubborn and inflexible. So as a result, I was very disappointed, but I still wanted to exchange it. So having heard a lot of horror stories, what did I try? Well, I still gave the Qoo10 a chance. So what did I do? Okay, I contacted the Qoo10 customer center. You can do this by with two methods. Number one is a phone call, and number two is using the chat. So the phone call, okay, the phone call is here. Okay, customer center. All right, you go to help, and you can do inquiry. Okay, you can do resolution center. You can go live Qoo10. You can go call. All right. What did I do? Okay, I went for the call. Okay, so this is the number to call if you want to talk to a human being or a customer service representative from Qoo10. All right, so at Qoo10, a nice young man answered the phone, and I was quite frustrated, so I informed him of my encounter with this particular merchant. And the customer service person was quite helpful, but at the same time, he told me that it is not the duty of Qoo10 to ensure that I will get my refund, because it is simply a marketplace, and this is between the buyer and the seller. So where possible, I should try to contact the seller and try to see what can be worked out. So as a result, I did tell him that this is not possible because the seller had downright told me that it is not under his policy of return or refund. That is why I had turned to Qoo10. So he assured me that he will look into the case and he will try to communicate with the seller to be a little bit more friendly. So what other options are there? Okay, the person also told me that I should consider the 1-to-1 inquiry, the live help. Okay, but I'm not very sure how useful are they because I did not bother. I really wanted to talk to somebody and get it done immediately. All right. So what happened? Let me show you the messages. Okay, back to the envelope. Okay, my inquiry. Okay, after I made the phone call, Qoo10 customer service send me this. Okay, dear customer, good day to you, blah blah blah. We are sorry to hear that you received the wrong item. Actually, Qoo10 is not the seller, but intermediary. In other words, they are just a marketplace. And we have to discuss this issue with the seller. So true enough, this is what they say, that they will try to discuss with the seller to convince the seller to be more friendly. Please attach the image of the item with your order number via help desk. Okay, which I did. I did the screenshot and things like that. Okay. So after that, I tried to contact the seller once again. Okay, I was quite upset, so I told the seller that in Singapore there is this CPFTA and it allows exchange or refund if the item is not as advertised. In this case, I believe that it does not correspond with its description. Well, the color looks different on screen, and I have indicated that I am not trying to penalize the seller. I am taking the blame. Okay, no problem. I just want the correct color for my mother's birthday. And I explained that, no, I repeated that the seller is not friendly. So I hope that with Qoo10's help, I can return the item. And I would like to order a different color, so it's a win-win for the seller. The item is in perfect condition. I did not open it. I just took it out, have a look at the color, and got a shock of my life. So it is not open. All right, none of the oil from my hands or whatever, no contaminants got onto the bag. It is in a perfect condition for resale. And I mentioned that I would like to self-return without the courier because the seller is near me. All right, it's just 10 minutes away from me. So the Qoo10 replied to me saying that they are very sorry that it's not up to my expectation, and then they have categorized my issue under a minor case, and they feel that the seller had already done their best, and they would like to offer a coupon. All right, if I'm willing to settle, they will offer me a coupon as compensation. And are you willing or not? And well, actually, I was very upset when I saw this message, and I decided that I will not. All right, it is not reasonable. I will not. I replied that I refuse the offer, and that the seller has nothing to lose. The seller is one of the good and big sellers. All right, and I requested that they carry out what they promised. I want them to communicate with the seller. All right. So Qoo10 responded saying that they are sorry about it, and I must request within 7 days. That's what I did. I did it on the 7th day, and I must return it at my cost. Okay, fine. Like there's basically no consumer rights in Singapore. For those who don't know, there is really no consumer rights in Singapore. We are not protected at all. All right. So online purchasing, it depends on the on how willing is the platform to protect the consumer. So generally speaking, if the item is it may or may not be the best, then I will use PayPal, because PayPal lets me get my money back so much easier. All right, so they will get back to me once we get an update, and they tell me to wait. So I waited and waited and waited. Okay, next, Qoo10 customer service contacted me again, and this is what they sent. Good day to me. We have received your claim regarding your order successfully, right? Because I uploaded the relevant pictures to the customer services, okay, and they told me to wait. It's quite interesting because do take note that when you send a piece of information to Qoo10, make sure that it is complete. You see this area that says please enter content. Okay, this area will only allow you to send one piece of content with possible file attachment, okay, only once. If you want to add something to it, you cannot. It will say that it is being processed by customer service and you are not able to add anything until customer service replies to your initial post. That is very, very irritating, okay? Because we are so used to things like, WhatsApp chat, SMS, that we want to type in anything the moment we think of it. And we can type in maybe 10 paragraphs. And this app only allows me to put in one paragraph and at one shot all the attachments. So that is very, very irritating. All right. So fortunately, I was very clear in my complaint. I typed out the paragraph elsewhere, and I pasted it in together with all the relevant photos. So after that, no, not this one. Okay, finally, Qoo10 got back to me and they told me that, in this case, kindly arrange a queue delivery, blah, 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 back to the seller. When the seller receives the item, the seller will proceed to exchange or refund. This is a template response, okay? It basically means that, yes, Qoo10 has agreed that you can send it back to the seller. Okay, and they told me to purchase a queue delivery service, okay, from the link. You do not have to purchase their delivery service. I called them to clarify, and indeed it is not mandatory. All right, it is not mandatory. They're just suggesting, they're trying to cross sell their services, but it's not expensive. You see, it's one of the most affordable, in fact, because it only costs $4.50. Okay, $4.50, and with $4.50, you can have a delivery person come to your doorstep, and you can determine 3 time slots in a day when the seller will receive your item, or when your customer will receive the item. Okay, since you're sending it, I would assume that the person receiving it is your customer. Right? So I attached a photo which I took of one of the family members. I felt that this is the best way because anybody can insist that the person who signed is not part of their family. So since I want to safeguard my own interests, I put the parcel at the side and I took a photo of the person and I used an app to allow the person to scribble their signature on their own picture. So this will show you that it is acknowledged, and this will show you who acknowledged it, and it will show you your own parcel. So this is something that I came up with myself to safeguard my own interests. I also texted the merchant. Okay, subsequently, Qoo10 contacted me again, and they informed me that the order had been successfully refunded, and it will be issued back to me in a couple of weeks, and it depends on my credit card. It may take a few weeks. Okay, for this, I would like to make a mention that at the moment, the fastest way that you can get your money back is using PayLah. All right, if you use the DBS PayLah, apparently it goes back into your account almost immediately. And Qoo10 claims that this refund will take 3 weeks because of the bank. It is not their fault. And after that, under the notices, okay, it showed me that your return request has been approved. Okay, and it's telling me what to do, how to print the label. Okay, once again, they are trying to cross-sell their own product. You do not have to use their product if you are capable of sending it yourself, or you have a more affordable way of getting it done, such as normal post. Okay, normal post is fine for most people if the seller is easygoing and the buyer is happy to save some money. But in this case, because the seller is not friendly, I wanted to safeguard my own interests. So I was deciding between using the registered mail or using the Q Express or settling it myself with evidence. So I decided to settle it myself with evidence. And last but not least, the most recent cancel refund information. It has been cancelled. Thank you for buying. It's been cancelled and refunded completely. And you know, they told me like everything, how much is the refund amount and all that. All right. So that's it for me. If you need any more information, consider to leave a comment. All right. And if you think that I've been adding value to your life with my videos, please subscribe, please like the video. I really appreciate that. Okay. And that will encourage me to do more life hacks, to offer you more good advice that you may not have known in the context of Singapore and online shopping. All right. Bye bye.